and everyday occurrences
and show how one could or could not.
Keeping it on the P for real.
Gotta tune in to
Yo,
these
ladies
brothers.
and gentlemen, TZ Von Savage and J Lava is in the fucking building.
Keep it P podcast. Be one to you players. Y'all tune in to their podcast.
We're at this point, but we hid there until the cops finally escorted us back to our car. They were wonderful. They drove us back to our car. But I mean, there were people that we were hiding with. One man had been shot in the head, like his ear. He was bleeding all over his face. He was just like, I'm just happy that's all that happened. There was another girl that got escorted out, was shot in the leg. We were just hiding in this basement for quite a while. But yeah, we were right in the center. I mean, someone 20 feet away, you know, someone just, and then we went back to get our car keys and everything, and we just saw the streets were quite littered. It looked like a battle zone, and it's disgusting. It's really disgusting.
Keep It P podcast, where they take news, situations, and everyday occurrences
and show how one could or could not.
Keeping it on the P for real.
Gotta tune in to
Yo,
these
ladies
brothers.
and gentlemen, TZ Von Savage and J Lava is in the fucking building.
Keep it P podcast. Be one to you players. Y'all tune in to their podcast.
Be one to the family. This is Kendra Blackwood with Hold the Mayo, the segment where I bust down and expose the lies in these here articles. But before I get started, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, the Hot Lava Music TV YouTube channel, Von Savage Media YouTube channel, and all the channels on the network. Also shout out to First Time, Don P, Tia, Nightfall, BB, Chris, Mike, Steal My Beats, K Mohammed. I know ya all rocking with me, so let's get it started in here. And always keep it P. And with that being said, 6 dead, 30 hurt in shooting at Chicago area July 4th parade. Here we go. Again. The Rittenhouse effect on full swing. This is what white society gets for lionizing cowards with guns. It goes on to say, a white gunman on a rooftop opened fire on an Independence Day parade in suburban Chicago on Monday, killing at least 6 people, wounding at least 30 and sending hundreds of marchers, parents with strollers and children on bicycles fleeing in terror, police said. Authorities said a man named as a person of interest in the shooting was taken into police custody Monday evening after an hours-long manhunt in and around Highland Park, an affluent community of about 30,000, on Chicago's North Shore. What would you look at that? Taken in without incident. Allegedly his father ran from some sort of political office. And this is the devil offspring that society has to deal with. Interesting. It goes on to say, the July 4th shooting was just the latest to shatter the rituals of American life. Schools, churches, grocery stores and now community parades have all become killing grounds in recent months. This time, the bloodshed came as the nation tried to find cause to celebrate its founding and the bonds that still hold it together. Well, isn't that something? Because we messing up your little stupid holiday, we all need to come together now, huh? Well, I got an idea. Let's come together and cut the check for foundational Black Americans. How about that? I'm just saying. It goes on to say, it definitely hits a lot harder when it's not only your hometown but it's also right in front of you, resident Ron Tuazin said as he and a friend returned to the parade route Monday evening to retrieve chairs, blankets and a child's bike that he and his family abandoned when the shooting began. It's commonplace now, Tuazin said of what he called yet another American atrocity. We don't blink anymore. Until laws change, it's going to be more of the same. That's right. More of the same. Because white supremacy has created a bunch of Frankenstein terrorist monsters and they don't know what to do with them. The shooting occurred at a spot on the parade route where many residents had staked out prime viewing points early in the day for the annual celebration. Dozens of fired bullets sent hundreds of parade goers, some visibly bloodied, fleeing. They left a trail of abandoned items that showed everyday life suddenly, violently disrupted, a half-eaten bag of potato chips, a box of chocolate cookies spilled onto the grass, a child's Chicago Cubs cap. There's no safe place, said Highland Park resident Barbara Hart, 73, who had stayed away from the parade fearing a mass shooting, but later ventured from her home. And I say blah blah blah. All I want to know is how are we going to dish out the punishment? It goes on to say, there's no safe place, said Highland Park resident Barbara Hart, 73, who had stayed away from the parade fearing a mass shooting, but later ventured from her home. Highland Park Police Chief Lou Jugman said a police officer pulled over Robert Egrimo 3 about 5 miles north of the shooting scene, several hours after police released the man's photo and an image of his silver Honda Fit, and warned the public that he was likely armed and dangerous. Authorities initially said he was 22, but an FBI bulletin and Grimo's social media said he was 21. And Kyle Rittenhouse was even younger. Now you getting them a little bit more seasoned and ready for the job. But hey, you should know that they're your little nephews and your uncles. It continues to say. Police declined to immediately identify Crimo as a suspect but said identifying him as a person of interest, sharing his name and other information publicly was a serious step. Lake County Major Crime Task Force spokesman Christopher Covelli said at a news conference several of the deceased victims died at the scene and one was taken to a hospital and died there. Police have not released details about the victims or wounded. Lake County Coroner Jennifer Bannock said the 5 people killed at the parade were adults, but didn't have information on the 6th victim who was taken to a hospital and died there. One of those killed was a Mexican national. Roberto Velasco, Mexico's Director for North American Affairs, said on Twitter Monday. He said 2 other Mexicans were wounded. North Shore University Health Center received 26 patients after the attack. All but one had gunshot wounds, said Dr. Brigham Temple, Medical Director of Emergency Preparedness. Their ages ranged from 8 to 85, and Temple estimated that 4 or 5 patients were children. Temple said 19 of them were treated and discharged. Others were transferred to other hospitals, while 2 patients, in stable condition, remained at the Highland Park Hospital. It is devastating that a celebration of America was ripped apart by our uniquely American plague, Illinois Gov. J.B. Pritzker said at a news conference. And I would have to say it's good. If we're going to be uncomfortable, we're all going to be equally uncomfortable. And that's that. Anyway. I'm furious because it does not have to be this way. While we celebrate the 4th of July just once a year, mass shootings have become a weekly, yes, weekly, American tradition. The shooter opened fire around 10:15 a.m., when the parade was about 3/4 through, authorities said. Highland Park Police Commander Chris O'Neill, the incident commander on scene, said the gunman apparently used a high-powered rifle to fire from a spot atop a commercial building where he was very difficult to see. He said the rifle was recovered at the scene. Police also found a ladder attached to the building. Debbie Glickman, a Highland Park resident, said she was on a parade float with co-workers and the group was preparing to turn onto the main route when she saw people running from the area. People started saying, "There's a shooter, there's a shooter, there's a shooter," Glickman told the app. "So we just ran. We just ran. It's like mass chaos down there." She didn't hear any noises or see anyone who appeared to be injured. "I'm so freaked out," she said. "It's just so sad. Unfortunately it seems like you're just mad because the chickens have come home to roost. And I say play stupid games, win super prizes. What do I know? I just work at Keep It P podcast. Anyway, go sign the petition at noantiblackracism.com. That's noantiblackracism.com. Also, don't forget to join us on Patreon. Go grab a shirt. I got 4 words for you. Love. Peace. Blessings.
Be careful for her love, she like.
Hey Riri.
Hey Rihanna, hey girl, how you doing? I'm into you like Trump's in the pudding. I know that might sound a little confused.
Call me when you need a friend. Call me when you need someone to come through with that loving baby, baby. I'll be the one to hit it from the back. You be pulling on my body, baby. There ain't no need to answer the phone, 'cause I got you where I need you, baby.